Well, we are on the top of Sawtell Peak. It is just under 10,000 feet. We're at 9,800 feet. And we rode yesterday all along the other side of that peak, all through that, real wide open land down there. And then made our way into Big Springs where we camped. And then today we started our day by voyaging to the top here. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Hey Dave,
Yeah.
where are we?
Well, we were at Sawtell Peak.
Yeah, we are.
Sawtell Mountain.
How high are we?
We're at 9,800 feet.
That's high.
And it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous up here. Rod uses the word stunning frequently, and this would be an accurate time to use the word stunning.
It would.
It's beautiful, warm up here. There's no wind.
We rode up through that valley down there yesterday and continuing down past on the other side of that mountain, whatever it is.
Yeah. We're in a neat little area called Big Springs, which isn't a city or anything, but it's a conglomeration of resorts and campgrounds all on the west side of Yellowstone. So it's touristy and lots of hubbub and stuff, but it's a really beautiful little area. There's hiking, there's access to Yellowstone.
Several lakes around.
There's lakes around, and you got this stuff. There's a hiking trail you can see winding up, I assume, to the summit. So I can see why people come here and spend time. We passed a mountain biker riding up this road. Bet there's some great single track. Motorcycling was fun, so it's a cool spot.
So what are we doing today?
Today we're paralleling the west side of Yellowstone. We'll pass the West Gate. We may or may not actually be riding in the park, I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. We're sort of paralleling it, and then we will end up close to Jackson. Our trip ends basically tonight. Tomorrow we'll have a short ride into Jackson and explore Yosemite. Not Yosemite, but the Tetons.
Yeah.
So that's what we do today.
Cool.
It's been a heck of a trip. This is day 7.
Amazing.
This is our highest peak and maybe our most beautiful view.
I'll take Glacier Butte. No, Granite Butte.
Will you take Granite Butte?
Well, I don't know. Okay, you're right. This may be it. I don't know.
Granite Butte atmosphere was better,
Yeah,
but this is beautiful.
this is beautiful. All right, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie. What? Car coming, car coming. Prius. Yeah, where's the destination? full of lily pads. Yeah. Maybe there's a hiking trail we didn't see. Kind of on a ridge right now. It falls away on both sides. Yeah. It is hot. We're over 1,000 miles, right? Yeah. 665 when I left town, and I'm at 1,700. So we're at 1,050. That's pretty cool. 1,000 miles. That is. Almost 20 hours of driving. I think there's only 1,500 to Seattle. I don't know, 1,200, 1,100. Yeah. Now that lake is all full of lily pads also. The whole thing. Oh dear, watch out. Right to your right. Go slow. Okay. I was looking at lily pads, and also there's a deer in front of me. Woo! Thousand miles, wow. We drove 175 miles on this day, and the first several hours were terrible. Leaving Big Springs, we got on a railroad bed trail that was just washboard sand, and that was bad. We got off that. Eventually we got on some other roads, and then we got back on the gravel, which was like golf ball size gravel, which was real difficult driving. Dusty. There weren't any towns on this route. We didn't plan real good for food. We were counting on our mid-afternoon burger. And so this was a little bit of a long day until we got up into the pretty mountains as we neared Grand Tetons. Or is that a hot tub? Gotta be an experienced rider. Yeah. Rockefeller came to this area in 1926 and started buying up all the land, hoping to create an inflation in its value, and he bought it under the Snake River Land Company name before people realized he was doing it. He bought a total of over 35,000 acres. A lot of that land he eventually gave to the National Park system, and that's what the Grand Tetons, that's a lot of the Grand Teton land, and this parkway is named after him. This stretch of road went through the area that had been burned in the big fire. I think it was last year, 2017, and it was the biggest fire in the park system, in the Grand Teton Park system.
Good for off-road stuff.
Once off the gravel, you turn on to 191, 287, and this is heading down that road, and pretty quickly you see our first glimpse of Jackson Lake. A lot more traffic, cars. This is a busy area, but it's really, really, really beautiful.
We're at a place in the Grand Teton region that has a name that we can't pronounce, but it's definitely French.
And it's named after a massive, is it mudslide or rock slide?
Yeah, massive sloughing event, or what'd she call that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure what that even means.
So Dave, it's July 31st. It's August 1st. It is August 1st today. Happy almost birthday.
Yeah.
We're packing up. Our last camping night, probably, probably. Heading into Jackson today. What else are we doing today?
We're going to tour the Grand Tetons today.
Nice.
We're not sure. It's really an unplanned day. We're going to get into, we're assuming Jackson around 3:34.
And we're way ahead of schedule, actually, because it's only about 35 miles to Jackson or something.
Yeah. And then we're going to walk the streets there and go to dinner and celebrate. 11, almost 1,200 miles of riding done.
Yep.
So
we figure 1,100 miles plus, maybe 200 of them have been on pavement, maybe. And we're not hurt, and there isn't much that's broken. No. So it's all good.
Electronic failures.
Yep.
Is about it on our secondary equipment.
Yep.
So that's about it.
Yep. Okay, see ya.
And when it's dead on the road, the bike coming. Yep. That back guy was another Mennonite. Yeah.
There.
Hey, bear.
Okay, let these guys get out this way. Come on.
Go away, bear. Go away. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh. Go. You guys should clear now here. It's going to get interesting because it's going right into the visitor center. So the mom's got to be somewhere.
So, Dave, what do you think of Jenny Lake?
Here, I'm going to stand here so you can see the mountain.
Okay, good.
That's what I think. It is the most beautiful spot I've ever seen. So we decided to jump in. So we stripped down and jumped in the lake just to hear someone say, bear on the trail. So now we're in the water. All our stuff with our food is on the trail where the bear is.
Ooh.
So we scramble out of the water and we grab our stuff, get dressed, and sure enough, it's a little bear cub. And we saw him several times. He kind of followed us down the trail. And then we started yelling at him to go away, and he jumped up a tree, which was really cute. But all the while I'm thinking, where's Mama Bear? And did this Mama Bear happen to have a fling with a grizzly bear? I don't know how this works.
You don't know. You don't know how this works.
Well, I do know that's not what happens. But anyway, we got a great video of the bear, and it was quite exciting, and he was right next to us. He came out of the woods right by us, and we had to scurry away. We were chased by a bear cub.
I would add one detail in that I was standing 50 feet offshore. We heard bear on the trail, and Dave immediately went for his pants where his food was to protect his phone. And I stayed in the lake thinking, the bear's on the trail, and my pants are on the trail, and Dave's food is on the trail, and Dave's on the trail, and I'm going to be here in the lake.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
I wanted my camera.
it was hard to know where to be.
Yeah.
At that. It was
And
very vulnerable. I was in my underwear.
It was a ferocious baby bear.
Ferocious
when
cub.
we were running away
Yeah.
from it, I want to put it was an exceptionally ferocious baby bear.
It really was.
Really ferocious.
We
So,
saved the lives of some Dutch children,
We did.
some Australian women.
Yeah.
We were pretty much heroes in the whole thing.
The funniest moment was when the Australian woman grabbed my arm and
Yeah.
cuddled up to me.
Yeah, she was.
And I thought if Rod would have taken that picture,
That would have been a good picture.
I would have been blackmailed.
No, honey, there was a bear.
There was a bear, seriously. We spent the rest of the day driving around Grand Teton National Park. We rode up the road to Signal Mountain, which is almost 8,000 feet. That was pretty up there. We headed up to Coulter Bay Village. We had a great lunch there at the lodge. From there we headed down to Jackson, spent the night, did the tourist thing. Next day we got on the bikes, rode to Rexburg, Idaho to pick up our U-Haul, which they didn't have and instead gave us the monster U-Haul, which cost $1 for every 3 miles we drove forward. Then it was all the way back up to Eureka, Montana, where we picked up our trucks, said goodbye. Rod went to Seattle, I went home to Minneapolis, and it was over. An amazing trip.